Hi, it's Malcolm here and welcome to another TTS video. So in this video we're going to try a Dob trade and what we're going to do is we're going to use TTS to select the runner. So this race is about to go off in about 1.5 minutes. They're just kind of mulling around at the start of the race. Now this is an AW race, so I'm not quite sure how well this is going to go with just 7 furlongs, but I thought I'd show you how to use it. So I'm doing two ways. There's like quite a few ways that you can do this in TTS. So I'm sorting by the FC rank column, and then I'm only taking the selection if it's got ticks over 50% and it's got an MRS over 9. Okay, so this is my selection. It's got first, last time out, which is always a good thing, and stuff like that as well. So that's my criteria. Now I'm going to use the trading software. Now, if you don't know how to do an SP bet with the trading software, all you need to do, well, you certainly do it this way on Bet Angel, is go up somewhere up here and place your bet there, okay, which obviously won't get matched. And all you have to do is take SP all. And so now that bet is ready to be matched at SP. Okay, so it's really easy to do with software. So they're loading at the moment. So with any luck, the race is going to go in play. Now, what we're going to do is try and make back our actual profit by going in play and seeing if we can, sorry about the phone, and see if we can make £2 again. So we've put a stake on at £2 and we're going to go and try and trade out at £2 profit. So in other words, we don't lose the £2, but we gain £2. And if you do enough of these, you should be able to make a profit. Now, we're not trying to win the race, although when you get better at it and you watch races, you might be able to look at it and go, well, hold on a second, you know, my runner's going to win. There's no doubt whatsoever about it. Or, no, this runner just isn't doing anything. I might as well just get out. So the race is just about to go in play. Now, sometimes Bet Angel or Betfair lag a little behind, but they're all right. So we come down here, okay, and this is kind of where we want to be. We want to make this amount of money. So we put a trade in here. Okay, as you can see, it's sort of double what I put on. And now we're just waiting to see if our runner comes down in price. Now, it doesn't look like it's doing it at the moment. Now, obviously, if you feel like it's not doing it, at some stage you could trade back out. You know, if you think that runner hasn't done it. And the thing is, in AW, this can actually, you can see this quite clearly sometimes. That your runner just isn't doing anything, and if you feel like you just want to trade out, you can trade out, obviously with some profit. But I'm just going to go and see now. I could have traded out there and had close to half of my stake, and now it's drifting out. You're kind of wondering whether, you know, this runner just isn't going to cut it. So now you can say, well, I may as well trade out because this runner hasn't done it. But we'll just hang on because it might be a little rush at the end somewhere. No, we did get the trade. So we got the trade. After did come in but went out again, but we managed to get the trade before it did. So that sometimes happens, and you can see it's coming back in again now. And it actually won the race, but it kind of went really out. And that's the problem that you find if you try and trade out early, is sometimes that you know that it doesn't happen. But Aftran actually did win that race. So we got the trade, and we could have earned a bit more profit if it hadn't have gone out and kept coming in. I may well have cancelled the bet and just see if I could get a bit more profit. But because it kind of went out, I thought, oh well, I've kind of lost this, and then it came back in, and we made our trade, so it was okay. But that's basically how it works. So going back to TTS, I mean, in this particular occasion, I've gone by FC rank. I do try to get, you know, runner that's done fairly well. Some people like Dob form as well, like first or a couple of these, you know, very recently. And we can use average fours. I like the MRS to be quite high, as I said, 9 or above, and the ticks value to be quite high. And that kind of seems to work. We get enough of them to make profit a lot of the time. So that last race was a bit quick, and I thought I better just settle back a little bit and explain this a little bit more, because you know, in the heat of the moment, I only had a couple of minutes to actually record that video, or that part of the video. So it kind of went a bit too quick. So we're going to go to this no diggity isn't actually a selection as far as I'm concerned, because it hasn't got tick value over 50, but for the sake of doing a video. Now, as I said, we're using top in FC rank, so that's number 1 in FC rank. Okay, that's the number I'm looking for. Now, if I was going to go further, I'd say that I'd like an average for over 10, that kind of thing. But the MRS 12 is important. Any MRS over 9 is good. And as I said, really, I like to see at least 50 in the brackets in a ticks column. And so that's what I would really be looking for in actually placing the bet. Now, we could do it on Betfair. The problem is that if we use Betfair, one is that you then got to replace another bet in play. You've got to work it out, half of your stake as soon as the price becomes available, which is not dead hard to do, but it does mean that it's a little, a bit long-winded when you're trying to make decisions. And also, if you are trying to make decisions like, should I come out of this race? Is this one going to do as well as I want, or whatever? Do I need to come out, or can I get some more profit out of it if I hang around my runner is doing really, really well? Now, when I'm recording videos, obviously that becomes more difficult because I can't really see what's going on in the race because I'm concentrating on recording, and you miss things and that kind of thing. But you don't. So I don't make those decisions as good when I'm doing recording as I might do if I'm just sitting here watching a race go off and in play. Now, another question I get is, should I take the price before the off, or should I take BSP? You should always take BSP, I think, unless you have a reason to, if you're a good trader and you kind of look at the market a couple of minutes before and you think, hold on a second, that runner's dropping. So I might be sitting here thinking, this is my runner, is this price going to drop? Now, I would have to see this one going out like it is now, and this one maybe going out to make that decision, or certainly this one going out. But at the moment, the emphasis seems to be on this one coming down, which means ours is likely to go out, just because these two tend to be fighting over price. So I would be inclined to still stick to BSP on this race, rather than trying to outwit the market by taking the price now, thinking that it's going to go lower when it's probably going to go higher, but you can never tell this close to the race. If this was a stronger favourite and this one was really starting to go out and there was no others about, then I may well consider it. But at the moment, I can see this price is probably coming in. I don't know at the moment, but I think it's probably going to go out. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. But or they're going to end up somewhere between each other. So taking BSP, sometimes you can get a better price before the off. So, unless you really kind of think, no, that price is going to shoot down now, I'm going to get in early, and then I'm going to be ahead of the market as far as tick values is concerned. So, that might be a good move. But most of the time, the best thing to do is probably take BSP. It's easier to do and that sort of thing. So as I said, the way I take BSP is just go up here somewhere and place a bet for the amount. And it won't get matched because you're not going to get matched at 90 for a runner that's at the moment being backed at 3.6 or whatever. But all you then do is, well, on BetAngel, I can't talk for other software, but on BetAngel, you just click take SP and it will then turn that into an SP bet, which is what we want. And then once that bet becomes live, we can then, as soon as the market goes in play and comes live, we can come down and have a look. And as I would suggest you go and watch the live stream. Now, the live stream isn't obviously totally live. It can be a little bit behind. It's not necessarily that far behind. It depends on the race and whatever. But you can watch it. The other thing I will argue with, just about taking the price just before the off, is that you can place the second bet instantly, whereas when you go in play, the second bet is slightly delayed. there's a couple of seconds delay between you actually placing the bet and getting it matched. As with just about every in-play market, Betfair put a delay in there to make it more fair for those that aren't at the race course and have a lag in their video. So in other words, if you're at the race course and trying to outwit the market in play, you still, get a bit of a delay before your bet's placed, which is the way the market gets around your advantage of being at the race course. Advantage of going before the off as far as the price is concerned. The other thing I would say is, if you're going to do that, just wait until they're almost loaded. Give yourself a few seconds to place both bets, and then you should be fine. So at the moment, these are just we're at the off post time, but they're still playing around at the start. They're not loading yet, so we have a little bit of time before the race goes off. So I'm just going to pause this for a second while we wait for the race to go off, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so they're starting to load now. The other thing I will say is, sometimes by the off or close to the off, the price does tend to stabilize out. It's not always true. Obviously, some late money might come into the market, but often by the time they're starting to get into the traps, then the market does tend to stabilize a little bit, and you just get maybe these small price movements up and down. So you're probably not going to be too far away from BSP, but we'll have a look at that when this race does go in play, and they are a bit slow at loading. There's quite a few of them to put back in, so I'm going to pause again and I'll come back in a sec. Okay, so I think we're just about on the last one now going in. I think they've had trouble with most of these horses in one way or another. It's quite funny watching as they try and get them in, but I think that's the last one now. So the price at the moment is around 3.7, 3.65 actually. That's where you could get matched, so they're off. So let's see what we get matched at. So we look like we got matched at 3.7. So now we go down and we're going to place our bet down here. Our runner is not taken off too well by the looks of it, but we go down and place our bet around that price. Probably it should have been a little bit higher actually. Cancel that. Put it at 2. And so now we're just waiting to see if our runner comes in. The price is coming down again as it did last time. See, now if I was listening to the race, I might know how well my runner is doing. Let's have a look.
The dark blue here at night is on the inside, the light blue cap towards the rear. At this stage we have Dylan's
so that's No Dignity, that's our one there. Or No Dignity.
The tail of the field as they head towards the turn inside the half mile, passing halfway. Sparkle in his eye, in front by a length.
You see the price.
Poppy, No Diggity. Got a nice sit in third on the inside. Ridden along then is My Boy Frankie in fourth. Out wider is Lowena. And then comes Bally Bay Moonshiner as heads are turned for home. Sparkle in his eye to No Diggity, who tracks the pace. Out a bit wider is Purple Poppy towards the outside, trying to pick up his No Such Luck as they head down now inside the final quarter mile. Sparkle in his eye. Can he finish what he started? He leads to Bally Bay Moonshiner. No Diggity now shaken up. And then from the back,
yeah, see, No Diggity is not making it. So now we could trade out, but we're just going to see.
Starts to get going down the outside, and here he comes to tackle him.
Yep, we got it.
Bally Bay Moonshiner sitting on as well. It's No Diggity towards the outside now, who's tackling. Sparkle in his eye is very game. Sparkle in his eye.
Oh, so that was so close, but we still got the trade, which is, important. See, now we could have traded out early, which sometimes can be difficult. Or we could have gone for the win, and I don't think we got that. Let me just go back to the race cards. Yeah, so it's obviously a photo finish, but everybody thinks Sparkle in Their Eyes got that. Just you never know; it could be turned around, but the market seems to think that Sparkle in Their Eyes has got that. And they start showing pictures, they're probably, that price will either go out more or come in if they think it's really close. But it looks like Sparkle in Their Eyes just got that. But it goes to show that what you can judge it slightly in play. It's more difficult with AWs and races like this where it's so over so quickly and you don't know where you are. But anyway, so hope that video was interesting to you. Going back, actually, one more thing. Going back to the selection method, I actually, as I said, I'm using FC rank and MRS and ticks. In fact, that one wasn't one of the selections if we took it for sure that way. But other people are using the highest TTS selection. And you know, and there are various forms of what people are doing, and it's really quite interesting watching everybody's different idea about it. So you know, if you are in the group, you'll see different people posting. If you're in the Facebook group about it, you'll see different people posting. Okay, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.